Is Narnia a princess?
Oh, come on.
Okay, but that's it. Narnia. I think. No, actually, it's Cinderella. Because when I was 5, I used to tour the elementary school with my sister. I was in kindergarten, and we did Cinderella. And I never got to play Cinderella. I played the ugly stepsister. And then I was playing the prince. So when I had to kiss Cinderella, I was kissing my sister. So I'm kind of like used to kissing siblings.
I see.
Yeah. So I would say, actually, I think it's Cinderella.
I answered the question as far as my favorite Disney princess earlier. I said, Sleeping Beauty.
No.
I mean, Snow White. Look, I feel the same about both those princesses. Because my favorite princess is not a Disney princess. I'm gonna pick someone. And they're gonna tell me who my favorite princess is based on some stuff I've done on Castle.
Penny.
I know you're gonna know. I'm gonna pick someone. I need to pick someone who's unsuspecting.
Penny.
Penny knows. Which one? In the block? Right here?
This dress.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Right here, right here?
No, right there.
Sorry, this one.
What?
Come on here. Let me come over here. What do you hiding from? Do you know who my favorite princess is?
I think from Princess Bride.
Princess Buttercup from Princess Bride. Huh? As you wish. That is my favorite princess of all time. Hi, how are you? That's one of the most romantic movies, funniest movies, and action-packed movies I've ever seen. Who else likes Princess Bride? Thank you. Who hasn't seen Princess Bride? Now you have some homework.
I'm raising my hand.
You haven't seen Princess Bride?
No, I haven't.
You're full of surprises today, young lady.
I am really full of surprises.
Princess Bride, it's a brilliant movie.
I'm gonna watch
Robin
it.
Wright.
I'm gonna watch it here in Germany, and it'll be dubbed.
All right.
Does that count?
That counts. Did we answer your question
Yes,
efficiently?
thank you.
Okay. Who's got a question?
I want to know your guilty pleasure.
That would be for John. Correct.
Both of you.
Okay.
Number 1 guilty pleasure might be gummy bears. Number 2 guilty pleasure, mac and cheese.
Yes.
I love mac and cheese. I love it. Third guilty pleasure, did you ask for 3 or did you ask for 1?
Just one. All of them.
That's my third guilty pleasure is probably Coke Zero.
Okay. Does it have to be edible?
No.
I think my guilty pleasure, it's embarrassing, but I really like it. Dallas,
Oh wait, you mean the series or the city?
the series.
Okay.
Revenge, the series. Barefoot Bubbly, the drink. And Maryland crab cakes.
Crab cakes from Maryland.
From Maryland.
Maryland is a state in the United States of America. On the East Coast. Lots of crabs. So they make cakes out of it.
Thank you. Hello?
No.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. I cannot believe I'm up here with John because, you guys asked me earlier if I get cracked up and I can't remember my lines. I can't even remember my name when I'm standing up here next to this boy. This is too much. Too much. Too much. Too much.
Hey, thank you. She's crazy. She's cute. Bubbly. Kinda hot.
Her hot
Get you a husband. Next question, please.
Hello.
Make me nervous. Penny, do you like your German dubbing voice?
Say that once again.
The German dubbing voice.
The German
Dubbing.
I haven't heard it. Not for Castle. I heard it for a movie that I did here in Germany called The Writing on the Wall. And I thought I can speak some really good German. But I haven't heard my German voice for Castle.
Wait a minute, are you her German dubbing voice?
Yes. Just say yes.
When I become a second kiss.
Say that again. So everybody can hear you.
Can I have a second kiss?
Did you get a first one?
Wait, are you having
You mean the second? You mean the second one that I've given?
Okay, John, could you sit down?
She's in charge. She is the boss.
Take your gum out of my mouth, that would help. I think that's far sexier than that. So you gotta kind of like rub together. I cheated. I gave you 2 more. Thank you, John. We're just showing off the spouses or somewhere hiding. Woo!
I won't be saying any more today. Penny has retired me. Hi.
Hello, thank you John and Penny for coming. We really appreciate it. I just have a question really for both of you. There's very strong female characters on Castle, and I love that about the series. But off camera, who is the strongest female character, on Castle?
I think that would be me. And only because I'm just loud, and that kind of makes me loud. I don't know. I think actually we all are in our own right. Stana is very soul-searching, and so she'll hit you with that. Tamla is just full of love and charming, so she'll hit you with that. Molly is just a gem because she exudes this youthfulness that just will never be old. So you have to give her that. When Susan's around, it is just major sophistication. So we get to have that strength. And I just tend to listen and then give my very deep opinion about things, because I'm convicted in that. So to really answer that honestly, I think we all are in our own right. But if you were to ask who's the manliest of all men, you know, apart from their characters, I would actually say the same about all the men on the show. John, I'm sorry, you're just not him. You're one of him. They are extraordinary, the men on Castle, extraordinary human beings. Seamus is our encyclopedia. He knows, I don't know if he's making this stuff up or what, I just don't, I mean, you can ask, what is that line in that song that they did in 1962 in the background? Oh, that's so-and-so, so-and-so, so. It's like, oh my gosh, he knows that. Nathan knows everything about technology, whatever, and John knows everything about everything. I mean, he's a musician, he's a dancer, he's this great husband, and I hear he's really handy with electricity and stuff at home. I just hear wonderful things about you, and so I'm just fortunate. They're cool. That's great.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi. Do you remember your very first audition and what it was like?
Very first audition.
Did you say audition?
Audition,
Yes,
very
audition. Is that for John? Everyone's to
Hey, My very first audition for TV and film or in life, like
In life, in general.
and I don't really remember my very first audition, but I do remember my first TV film audition. My first TV film audition, I don't know if you guys have this here in Europe, but there are these, and it wasn't really a TV film audition, it was an audition. I heard a radio commercial. I was driving my car, and I just moved to Los Angeles to be an actor. And I was driving in my car, and this radio commercial comes on and says, "Come audition this weekend and see if you have what it takes to make it in Hollywood. Open auditions, 11 to 1. And you show up to this place, and there are 1,000 people who want to be actors, some of them had never even been on a stage before. And I did study musical theater and theater, and had a theater degree and stuff like that. So I showed up because I thought I knew I had what it took to make it in Hollywood back then. I thought I did. So I showed up to the audition, and they told everyone there that they had what it took to make it in Hollywood because they wanted $3,000 from everyone. So I gave them $3,000. I showed up to an acting class that had, people in there who had never acted before, and they weren't really taking the time and the effort to teach anyone how to act. And they delivered us all very unprofessional photos. So basically it was a ripoff. That was my first audition in California. Welcome to Hollywood, gentlemen. So that was my first audition for anything. And in my second audition, I was very, 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 very lucky in my second audition. My second audition was for a movie of the week for ABC, and I had called an agent that I had in the state of Texas in the States, and I had an agent there, but I didn't have one in California yet, and I said, I just got ripped off, what do? I don't know how to get started in this business. So they made some calls, called ABC Casting, and said, hey, we've got a client that just relocated there, do you have anything going on? They said, yeah, you can come audition for this movie. I auditioned for the movie. It was a movie of the week for ABC, directed by Chuck Bowman. If you guys know, our executive producer is Rob Bowman. Chuck Bowman's his dad. And his dad has been directing television since, the 60s. And he ended up hiring me for my first job ever in California. And funny enough, Rob Bowman didn't even know that when he casted me he helped cast me for Castle. So I told him when we were shooting the pilot, your dad was my first director ever in LA, and it feels like this is a full circle that I've done, because now I'm on this awesome show called Castle, and you're the director, and you're like, well, right now he's basically my last director that I've had, and Chuck was my first director. So that was my second audition, my first TV audition, and I was very lucky to get that, and the rest is uphill, downhill, crying. Nobody wants to hire me. Stuff like that. It's not always easy, but that's it. What's your first audition? That was a long way.
That was a good one. Chuck directed me.
Chuck directed your show?
Yeah, I did a series for Chuck called,
Which one?
oh my gosh. I'm just having a senior moment this very second. Supercarrier.
Supercarrier.
Supercarrier. It was a series, I think it was ABC, and I played an airline pilot or something like that. But my first audition was for a mini-series called The File on Jill Hatch. And I was graduating college, and everybody wanted to meet with me. And I was wondering, why do these people want to meet with me? And then finally someone said, because there is a film out right now that you're perfect for, and they want your money. And I thought, okay, well, let me find out what this film is. And I went and I auditioned for the film. And they called me, and I got to play the leading woman. But it didn't shoot in America. It shot in England. And it was the first time that an American actor was allowed to, God, and I'm really dating myself, was allowed to work in England. And I was able to do this miniseries in England, and then we went back and we shot it. But what was interesting about it is that when I came back to America from England, I couldn't get a job in Los Angeles because they thought I was English. Because I had to do the English accent, and I had been doing it for, I think, 6 months is when I was shooting the miniseries, that I just couldn't shake the accent. Or maybe I could shake it, I just thought it was so hot and cool that I didn't want to lose it, but I did lose me jobs. So that was my very first audition, and the second one was with Chuck Bowman, Supercarriers.
Awesome.
Yeah. See, we're related.
And we are related. Now, how many people want to hear Penny's English accent?
God, John, what am I going to say? I don't know what to say here. Let's see. What would you like to hear? Because that was it. I came home and that's what I sounded like, and they didn't know what to do with me. I'm black with an accent, and now it's so cool to be black with an English accent because they'll hide it. That was just really, I mean, cool. When I couldn't believe that I couldn't get hired, and now you can't get hired if you don't have an English accent. Go figure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. I just have a quick question. If Esposito and Gates got into a fight, who would win?
First of all, Esposito and Gates would never get into a fight. Esposito.
With Gates?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, honey, I would win! Are you kidding me? Oh my, I would wait to fight someone. I would definitely win. I would just backhand him like, oh no, I would win, hands down. You can answer it now, John, but I would win.
I think that Esposito has far too much class to actually lay his hand on a woman.
Oh, that's so sweet.
No man should ever do that.
But my name is Sir.
That's okay. I still recognize you as a woman. You wear tight enough shirts so I can tell who you are. So I would just wrap my arms around her and hold her tight and say, shh, it's gonna be okay. We'll work this out.
Thank you.
My question is, what's one of your favorite moments together? Like, you and...
On or off screen?
Or both.
Oh, both, yes.
My favorite moments are, because Penny is very easily shaken on the other side of the camera. So when it is her turn to be covered by the camera and working, it is absolutely so much fun to make her laugh and make her break and not get her take right. So that's we have a lot of fun together doing that, and it makes me giggle inside and out.
I would say it's off camera. There's no secret, I think John is the funniest one on the show. In so many ways. He just makes me laugh. You just look at John and he's not saying anything, but you know he is thinking.
No, see, that's the part where I'm so why did you just look at me and laugh?
Because
you know?
John, you just go, you can say something to him, says, detective? And you just crack up. Because behind that, even if he's quiet, he's scheming. John is a schemer. He truly is a schemer. So I think behind the camera, he's so much fun. So much fun to be around. Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
You're welcome, John.
We have fun together.
You're beautiful together.
Thank you.
I would like to know, in case you wouldn't have become actors, what job would you have chosen?
Probably one of Santa's helpers. Go with my hands and build things.
And you, Penny?
I think I'm doing that already. It's a full-time job being a wife and a mother. But I would probably be a lawyer. Yes.
Snake. You have your law degree. She's a lawyer. She actually is a lawyer.
But I would just be a lawyer. I just love standing up for rights. I love to make sure people are understood, especially those who are misunderstood. And I just like to stand up for people's rights. I think a lawyer. Or the President of the United States.
Wow. I would actually probably be a police officer or a fireman, paramedic, and or the vice president of the United States.
You would make a great team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have a question for you too.
Okay.
When writers write your character, you as an actor give them soul and voice. But what do the characters give you as a person? What did you get from Gates or from Esposito?
Through the writing.
No, I mean the
The
character.
characters.
Yeah. What did they give you back?
Are you going to go first, my dear?
I'd like to go first on this one.
Okay, I think that,
Ladies first.
okay. I think not just with Gates, but with all characters, when you start living and breathing and walking with them, you become really possessive, and it becomes personal, because they're like your baby. Yes, the writers put it on the page, but you're birthing it by breathing.
There's always a fight
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, well, I respect writers, and I try not to change their words.
No, but you two guys, I mean, all actors give the characters soul and body and a lot of things.
Yeah, like you can't have a baby by yourself, or maybe you can nowadays, but it's kind of like it's a partnership, and so someone is planting the seed, and then there's that birth.
You grow,
And
yeah.
you grow with it, so that's how I feel with any character that I've ever
And
played.
did you learn something from Gates that you included in your own personal life?
Yes, but that comes from sometimes when I see it on the page, and then I have the opportunity to interact with someone who has an interpretation of it that's different from mine. I'm learning something through another character, more than my own character. It's like they're bouncing off. So I know more about Gates not because of Penny's investment and just with the writers. I know more about Gates because Esposito and John together have created something, and it's a reflection, so it bounces back, and so I can learn something back.
Okay.
And I learned a lot from you guys, because you see stuff and you start freaking tweeting it, and then I go, oh, okay, let me see where I can go with that. You're nowadays, again, I said earlier, social media, you have such a voice in what we do now, and so I bounce off of almost everybody.
Oh, you want me to answer that one too?
If you want to.
I think what I most get from Esposito might be confidence. The writers do a good job of making Esposito a pretty confident character, confident in his work, confident in himself. And the thing I mentioned earlier to some people about being an actor and how that can be a little, you can get inside your head a little bit. Your job is to kind of, to keep people liking you, liking what you're doing. Everybody from the cast and director all the way to the audience. So with Esposito, he gives me confidence because you guys, as an audience, you've liked the character for the most part. I think all of you. See who's shaking their head no. I don't really like Esposito. But you guys have liked the character for so long that it gives me confidence in my work as an actor. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have told me, hey man, what you're doing is pretty cool. And then when you don't like something or when you're questioning something, like Penny said, the thing about Twitter and Facebook, it's amazing because we can get that instant feedback. When you do theater, you're on stage and you can be doing the scene and you can look out to the faces and you can see who's liking what you're doing and who's not. Believe it or not, some actors do that. I'm one of them. I'll look in the audience and if they're not seeing like what I'm doing is funny or being poignant, then I'll maybe adjust my performance a little bit. Well, with TV and film, traditionally you couldn't do that. Still you can, I can't look through the camera. Some days I have this, 6 senses power and I can see you watching me. But, you can't really do that. So now, you guys tweet us during the show. We do some live tweeting. Who's there for live tweeting sometimes? Anybody? Hey! See you in September. So you guys do live tweeting, you let us know, like instantaneously, whether you like our performances, and the same, for the rest of the week. You guys are tweeting us saying, man, you guys were really, that one scene you did with Penny, and you guys started making out, we really like that. Maybe those two should get together now. Hey. But that's what I like about Esposito, and what he does is, by giving me confidence, is that, you guys have liked the performance, and I think all of us as actors, mostly agree with that. That in this day and age, as an actor, it's really much easier for us to adjust our, kind of our technique or our performances or whatever based on the audience, because what we're doing is for the audience anyway. What we do on Castle is for you guys. You guys have been there with us, most of you have been there with us from the beginning, or you've caught up to us like in season 4, and you've been with us the whole time, and it really means a lot to us. We thank you. Thank you for even allowing us to come here to Germany and be here with you guys. It means a lot. So not only does people give me confidence, but you guys give me confidence. So thank you. See how I did that? I turned that around. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
I think I'm changing the subject a little bit, but...
Yeah, we're in a really serious moment right now, so it better not be funny.
No. I would like to ask what charity organizations or charity causes are dear to your heart and what you support right now or would like to support.
Well, I know I like anything that, I like animal-based charities. So I definitely am into, and I love dogs. I have a couple of dogs. I love cats as well, but I like wildlife. And I think that we have to stop overlooking how they're losing their habitat. So it's one of my biggest things. But I also don't think that anyone should be without a home. No human being should be without a home. So I really don't like homelessness, and I wish that us as in our country anyway, as a government, would pay a little more attention to that and give people home, and at least make them feel like they're not invisible. A lot of times we walk past someone who doesn't have a home. And I remember one of the charities I work with is one back home, and we do a thing called a Heroes Walk, and we walk for there are like 9,000 homeless veterans in our city, Los Angeles, and 2 of them were able to get off the streets and get great jobs and get houses. And one was asked the question, what was the worst thing about being homeless? Was it not having food, not having a roof, sleeping in the rain, sleeping in the cold, not being able to take a shower? She said, no, the worst thing about being homeless is when somebody walks past you and you're invisible to them. Instead of them even looking at you and just not saying anything, they actually turn their heads and look the other way. And that hit me really hard, because everyone should get a smile every day from everybody. It made me from that day forward, not just homeless people, but anyone. I like to walk past them and smile at them and say hi. I don't always get a hi back or a smile back, but I did it. Hi. But I did it, and I say hi. I'm a nice person, and I think that more people should strive to be nice people. So that's the charity I'm behind. The nice people charity.
I love animals, dogs especially, but that's not my charity at heart. My charity at heart is always education. I am a person who, when it comes to charity, I take money and I put it directly into the hands of the individual who needs it. That's just how I operate. I give to my church because I trust that they're giving to